Hi guys, welcome to DevOps School. In this video tutorial, we are going to learn about Ansible network modules. Ansible network modules can configure your network state, test and validate existing network state, and discover and correct network configuration drift. After going through this tutorial, I promise you that the concept and understanding of Ansible will be absolutely clear to you. This series divided into multiple parts, therefore subscribe to the channel and follow the playlist.
But before that, let me ask you a few things. Are you dreaming of a career with higher pay and more responsibilities? Or are you ready to take your skills to the next level this year? Then start investing in DevOps School certification level courses which will help you to emerge skills for a wide range of entry-level roles and as well as higher potential future positions. But with thousands of courses online and in classroom worldwide, finding the right one for your career goals can be difficult. You can consider our courses like Agile Developer, Agile QA, DevOps Certified Professionals, Site Reliability Engineering, DevSecOps, and Masters in DevOps Engineering, where you will have access to well-structured, easy-to-follow course content that has been developed and will be delivered by industry professionals. You can join on our training programs globally through online platforms, and if you are looking for classroom workshops, then we have regular sessions available in Bangalore, Hyderabad, Chennai, Delhi NCR, Mumbai, and in Pune. Simply compare our many courses, find the one that suits your style and schedule best, and start today.
Okay guys, so I was looking at the program which I tried last time. Everything was correct. The only thing which was missing was this py permission, executable permission was not there. So I did chmod 755 and es.py, and then it got regular. So now if you see here, if you run this command, Ansible playbook dynamic.yaml I ec2y. Now it should get me the IP address. And I got this IP address. You can match with it here. You can see this. I tagged with only this one. So I got this IP address. Now there is a problem here. Password or host key is missing. So you can provide that -u ec2 -u can embed that also. Same thing which so let's where is the password? Let me copy cp remote.pem to cloud. Okay, so cloud Ansible play book manage. Yeah. So guys, that permission was missing, so that was a problem. So did you understand that dynamic inventory? Understand that output of the dynamic inventory should be your list of IP address. If that is there, then it will take it up. Ansible will read from there and then get going. So you need to make sure that you should return the IP address and then get going. Make sense? Any more questions, guys? Guys, are you there?
Fine, Rajesh. Go ahead.
Yeah. So now I'm going to talk about next topic, which is Ansible module. Now guys, this is a more or less understanding, so I need some help from slides. So let's get into the slides. So question is, how can you develop your own modules? Okay, so if you see that here, you might have worked with lots of modules so far. We have thousands of modules actually for each and everything, right? So how can you work with it? So here, few important thing which you need to know, and that is, module is a piece of code. Okay, module is a piece of code which is there in your ACS, right, at certain locations, and that piece of code you call for it with the parameters through the playbook. Now if you look at this here in the image top, there is a test module with the parameter which is called input, and test module, it can be any programming languages. Most of the time it is a Python for Linux and PowerShell for Windows is there. So now where and all you can keep the module, custom module. So here, can you write your own module? Yes, you can write your own module. Where and all you can keep it? You can keep it anywhere, wherever you want. There are multiple places. If you do Ansible-H, it will show you all the places. But there is one more place where Ansible read the modules. Okay, if it is available. If it is available, Ansible read that module file, and that is called directory called library. Now where is this library? So library is the directory. Again, understand that library is the directory where modules can be stored, and that library can be a place where your playbook is there. For example, if you have a site.yaml at some place, so there you would be having library. If you have any playbook at that place, you will be having one directory called library, or inside that you can keep your playbook, custom module. Now you need to make sure one thing which is very clear: the module name and the task name, module name, yes, which you are specifying at the task definition, and the file name which you are keeping it at the library location must match. So if it is matching, automatically the resolutions will be happening. So yes, custom modules can be written, and you can name it whatever you want, which match with the module whatever you are looking for. You can keep the custom module in a library directory, and Ansible's detect it. Though you can keep it in your system directories also, other places also, but custom modules, most of the time it will go to the library directory. Now this directory, Ansible directory, library directory, it can be set also through the command line, and that command is with the Ansible command or Ansible playbook command -- module path. You can change it to whichever the directory which you are looking for. Okay, so now let's understand how can we start writing a code. So yes, of course you have to be very much expert in Ansible Python if you are writing a module, or you have to be very much expert in PowerShell for Windows. If you are looking for some other languages, that is also possible, but again depends on your dependencies will grow with the list of your, if you're using other tools, other languages also. So now here you see this is a program test_module.py, and here you have a main method which is called def main, and you see that lots of code snippet is there. This is skeleton actually, and last line, you look at this last line, 15 line. So main method has been written from the line number 4 to 10, and calling the method is been done in the line number 50. That is where you're calling the method. And here you see, before calling, maybe one module is dependent on other modules also. So here your 14 line, you are basically saying from existing module import everything, so that you are importing the multiple functionality. So that is so these are the skeleton actually. Okay, now if you see here line number 5 very carefully, that is where you are declaring this is a module. So module is equal to Ansible module. Okay, that way you are declaring Ansible module. This we are writing a module for Ansible, which Ansible understand that. Now all the parameter, okay, all the parameter will be declared inside this Ansible module only. Parameter means arguments, parameter, whatever it is, what kind of string type, number type, whatever it is, required, not required, default, non-default, everything whatever you have learned so far. You have a required, you have a default, you have a boolean, you have a string, everything, all the parameter will go into the argument underscore spec. That is a line number 6, and all this thing will be in a form of dictionary. Okay, and here you see line number 6, it says input and a dict required is equal to true. So that means you are saying, okay, this has to be I mean you have to pass. Required means, remember required was in the red while looking at the parameter table. So that way you can define it. This is just a basic skeleton. Okay, and line number 15 again you are calling it. So yes, you have to be programmers, Python programmers, to implement the and write the module. You write a module should take some inputs, give some output, that's all. So if you take some inputs, do whatever the things you want to do on input, and response give output, and that is what module functionality is all about it. So here if you look at this, here is trying to access the modules from the different module which is existing through the code and stuff like that. Now if you open up any modules, okay, if you open up any modules, you will find lots of code which you have to understand it. Any existing module also you can understand this. So I think this already have talked about it. Main method is calling is main method is important. What it returns you have to decide and all. Now let's understand this. How can you write a module with a different specification? Now you see here line number 15, if you look at this here, I'm calling the module. Line number 4 to 10, it's declared in the module. Within a 4 to 10 only, you have to accept the input, process it and return it. Understand that. Within a 4 to 10 line number block only, you have to take the inputs, process it and return it, and then run with the help of 15. So when you call the module, line number 15 will run, and then again it will call the 4 line number to 10. Now what are the options you can give it in the each module? That is very important. So before that, let me tell you here, I would like to show you one thing. Again, Ansible module, or let's say package. This module has been written, very small file. If you read the file, see here, there is a required, there is a default. Let's go for one more module, service or file. Let's go for file. See here, there is only one required. Look at these, all are parameters. Some of them are string type. See here type a boolean. Some of them have a default set. That means even though if you do not select that, it will have a default set. So all this thing you need to understand. This table you have to understand very well. See, some is a boolean. It's again boolean. If you see here, go down, look at the state, it's string. Have a list of choices. Okay, so this table you have to understand. With this table in the context, let's understand this slide. Look at this here, first statement, and it says mandatory variable. So whenever you have any variable which is mandatory and required, you will declare in the parenthesis required is equal to true. Okay, understand that. Mandatory variable, whatever you want to do that, it can be name, it can be age, it can be file location, whatever, it can be any of type. Okay, and again remember, Python is a loosely typed language. So understand that. So you learn Python, then come back with this. So here any variable you declare, that will be required. These are the inputs actually. Here you see argument underscore specification. That means these are the arguments which will be supported by Ansible module. Now Ansible module is understood by your Ansible framework. So whenever you Ansible read that Ansible module, so they will understand some module like that. So we'll have those many argument in a dictionary format. Now here you have mandatory variable, and if your variable is required, that means then you have to put dict required is equal to true. If you put it up that way, so you will have that variable must be required, or automatically Ansible will flag a error saying that you have not passed the requirement. Okay, required arguments for that particular module. Now here you see there is one more variable. The name of the variable can be anything, but here it is variable mandatory underscore var dot not logged. Here is says required true. That means it is a required parameter, but do not log it. Do not log it means do not write a log. So no log is equal to true. So here you see mandatory variable, but do not log it. For example, this and all, you can do that in the password. So that way compromising the password will be minimized at that time. So you will not get that stored somewhere. Okay. Now if you look at the third options, this is the third option is a boolean basically. Okay, so here you have two choices, true and false. Okay, so here it is not a mandatory, it is not a required. Okay, but it's a choices, it's a true or false. So third line, when you want to have a some fixed possible value, then here you can do true and false. I mean, either you select the true or false. Anything else, if you pass it, then it is a problem. Okay, here line number next, if you see the optional underscore var1, here you are taking any kind of variable, any variable. This is a very open-ended. Any values you can take it up, and no required, no default, nothing like that. Okay, so if you have some variable and parameter where you can pass any, you want to pass anything, then you use optional var and stuff like that. Again, you can use optional variable check for the existence later, so you can also check for that. Now if you go for the line number, there is no line number as such, but if you go for this optional underscore var underscore with underscore default, so if you want to set any arguments default, any argument default, then you can set like this, default underscore var. That means that's a default value. If you do not pass to that variable, that argument, if you do not pass to any value, that will be set as a default. Okay, now here you see type check. Type check, that means it has to be certain type only. So it in this line, in the second last line, you are saying it has to be boolean only. It has to be boolean only. So that is a things which you have to do that. If you think it is only the strict type, then you have to do with that. Last line, if you look at that in that indentation, here it says required is equal to true. That means that's a required variable, but it can have aliases also. So it can have a, you can use optional underscore var underscore with underscore alias, or you can use whatever also. So alias, so if you want to see the alias, come here and you see here, see path, this is a variable. If you set the path, that's okay, and either way it's a required also. But if you want, if you can pass in the YAML file destination or a name, in that case also it will be valid, it will be understanding. So if you want to write something like this, you have to have a code like this. Okay, and now if you see here if you look at the required one of it, so here required one of this, here you are telling if you are calling this particular module, how many minimum variable you need to be there. So you can set, okay, these are the 1, 2, 3, these are the required one of these are important. Okay, or mutually exclusive, that means you ensure that 1 or 2 variable are set. That means mutually exclusive means both the variables must be set. For example, in AWS you need a required this one, what do you say, access and token, you need it both the places, you can't work. So in that case you will go for the mutually inclusive, and before that you can go one of these. So this is the way you make sure that the whatever the input which you are getting to the module are strictly followed. Okay, now you must be wondering how this functionality has been done automatically, how if I declare it, how this will automatically work. So the answer is hidden in Ansible module where age caps image caps, that is hidden. So anything you pass it in this format, automatically it will be taken into the effect because of the coding is done at the core level only. Okay, so did you understand the skeleton of this is the Python program? So did you understand this, what are the module arguments and stuff like that, whatever it is, parameters. Any questions here? Hello?
Fine, Rajesh, no questions.
Okay.
If you can
we
show
try
some.
read with an example?
Yes, yes. First understand that, then I'll show you the example. Okay. Okay. Now if you see the downside, the module name was test. How can you call it in the playbook? You see here, now you will be familiar with it. Your module name is test underscore module, whereas all the variables you need to provide. So understand that you provide mandatory underscore var, you provided mandatory underscore var dot not logged in, to option, optional var1, var2, and other parameter. So depends on this coding, you have to provide all these variable. Now input has been given. Input has been given. Now what you want to do with, you have to decide. You want to, let's say, copy module will copy from one place to another place. So copy module will take an input, and Python, through the Python program, they will copy to different places. Delete module, clean module, package module, service start module. So all these modules through the Python take the input, do the things through the Python, return saying that I have done it or not done it, error or whatever it is. Return has to be there. Okay. So this is the way we have to use the module. Now look at this here. After that, once the module argument specification has been done, then you will write the real code. And in the real code, you will write your logic. Okay. Here you can see that you can access the module parameter dictionary with the module.param and key. Okay, so that is the way in a program. If you want to access those parameter, that key module.param.key. So for example, here key is like optional underscore var1, var2, var3. These are the keys. So that way you can access it. Now you do the anything whichever you want to do on that particular input, and process it and show some results, and with exit message. So exit message is very important. I don't know whether you noticed or not. Let me show you. I run this. And here you see, this is your exit message. Changed, unreachable, failed, skipped, rescued, ignored. This is a exit message. Okay, this is also exit message. Okay, this is exit message. Okay, so it can be error also, by the way. Here, what you want to have exit message, you have to set that. So here, if you want to use any variables, you have to use module.param and that key input, whatever it is. Okay, understand that input. You see that line number 7, and same is being used in the line number 12. Okay, where input is a variable name. Okay, one of the variable in this program, there is only one variable. In this, in this, there's so many examples of it. So that you 12, line number 14, you are setting up what you want to return, exit. So how to exit? So here module.exit underscore JSON. That means return will be always in a JSON, and that's the reason you see here yourself. You see, this is the JSON format. Okay, return always in the JSON format. Okay, because of that line. So module.exit underscore JSON change true. Change true means you are saying change has happened because of input, whatever it happened, and if change true means change true. Sometime if you change make it false, then it's not idempotent. So understand this way. And here you're returning my local input underscore var is equal to the my local input underscore var, the whatever you set. So same variable you are returning. That means you will see that variable whatever you are returning. So this is a very simple skeleton. Again, how come Ansible underscore line number 5, you look at this, how Ansible module will be effective? Because of line number 6. Here you are importing the module underscore utils dot basics. That is the reason that whole thing structure automatically works. The code has been written by Ansible only at ansible dot module dot utils dot basic section line number. Okay, so this is the skeleton of any module. You will find it. Let's understand how to exit that module. So here exiting the module is done using the module dot exit underscore JSON. Understand this here. Here module dot exit dot JSON for successful return, and module dot fail underscore JSON to fail the task. So if it is successful, then change true. This is which is what it's happening in the line number 14. And if it is fail, then change false, module dot fall underscore JSON. Okay, so that is a kind of things you can write it. So look at this output here. Here exiting the module with the flag set and additional variable returned to the play, which is test 1 2 3 4 5 something, whatever input you give it, you just got it back. Okay, so it's like this. Now you can put in the condition. You look at the top image, right side, look at the condition. If successful and change, you can run that module.exit.json. If successful and not a changed, then module.json you can return that one. And if not a successful, you can fail that. So it's up to you when you want to fail it. It's up to you when you want to succeed, and it's up to you when you want to make it exit with change or not change. It's up to you. So this logic you will decide. If successful or change, you will decide. Okay, in the code. And finally, you see that here changed 0, unreachable 0, failed 1, all this thing, because here if it is getting exited, then failure will happen, and then failure will see here. Middle line, if it is getting not changed, then you see the bottom pictures, and then if you see that changed, then you see the top left side, the picture which is going to show you. So this is what it happened. So now we have understood how to take the input to the coding, to the module. There's a different kind of input, we take it up. Then we have also learned how to use every input for our programming practices. That is, answer is in line number 12. Now then we understand how to exit, depends on the logic, whether it's successful change, successful and not change, or not successful, which one to exit. So here exit, and now return value. So here look at this here, this is one of the module. Okay, look at this very carefully. In the left side the image which you can find it, here we are using the module. So what module parameter you are passing? You are passing text underscore module. You are passing two parameters. One is threshold 5.5 and app key. So basically this module is checking some sort of weather forecast to one of the US website. Okay, so here what is happening, look at this very carefully, read it each line. So API key which got just bad stuff, I mean we erased actually. So here API key, which is you can pass, threshold you set, these two parameter you passed it to which module? The module name is test module, test underscore module. Okay, now test underscore module, if you look at the code here, back to the right side, here you see, look at the line number 18. Look at the line number 18. Okay, 18. Here you are taking those two input, app key required true and city which you set it default. That means here you don't have to give that variable. So here you are setting default Munich D, Germany. Okay, so that 21 you set it up default, so that's the reason you did not use in the left side. And threshold you see required true, so you have to write it. Right side you write it. And type is a float, so you have to put it in the float number. Okay, so that means if it reaches 0.5.5, then do something. When I do something means what? Anything, whatever you want to do. Now you look at this APIs, all this internal coding variables is declared where to hit that variable. Some of the variables is declared between the line number 6 and 14. You see here, based on the input. Understand that app key is the input, city is the input. Look at the line number 20 very carefully, and 21 and 22. Okay, based on these inputs you have converted 26, 27 and 28. I told you how to use this. So here set that value, city dab dab dab, threshold dab dab dab, and app key. And now city, threshold and app key is the variable which you can use it with your program. So again, city 26 line number, 27 line number, and 28 line number, and 29 in fact a temperature, get temp. 29 is not the one, it's not. So just hold on for. So 26, 27, 29, 28. You have set that internal variable for the Python program. Now you are calling one function in a 29 line of program. Look at this function. What is the function method? Get underscore temperature with the key which is called app key and city. Now after 20 line, you see it's getting called to the line number 6. Go up. Okay, line number 6 is being calling to line number 6, and from there the calculation happens. Okay, so first they get the current weather, and then they check whether it's matching with the threshold going up or down, whatever it is, and then return. Look at the line number 14. Line number 14. Here your response age, main and temp. Okay, that is a response. Here you got the response, that 14. That means that method will respond with a main and temp. That is your return value. Okay, now it's again it's a list. If you see that here, list, no, it's a dictionary. It's a dictionary, you are displaying it, and this is on a JSON format, line number 14. Okay, now here if you look at this, go back to the line number 31. Okay, so line number 29, look at this, it got a response back at 29 line number. Line number 31, line number 31, you are setting temperature which is set at the line number 21. So whatever the response you got it, look at the line number 14, you set at line number 29. Now you are doing the validation. If temperature is more than threshold, exit JSON, change true, do what, and here lesser than threshold, change false, and do or something like this. So this is a very small code, but it may grow, depends on your requirement of the custom module. And finally, this is the module. So guys, those who are having understanding with Python, you find very easy, but those who are not having understanding with Python, you may find the logic simple, but you have to practice in terms of coding, little bit of it, not too much, but little bit of it. So did you understand this whole skeleton of this module? Did you understand this whole skeleton of the module? Guys, are you there?
Rajesh.
Did you understand that? Module is nothing but just taking some input, giving some response, and capturing those. That's all. Make sense?
Okay.
Now look at this, each and every section individually. I have discussed already. but this is something like a results. I mean, calling left and right, you can call with the different things, both the 5.5, 2.0, both the scenarios. So if you say take 5.5, then it will get changed true. If you take a 2.0 threshold, then it's changed false. This is the results or something. Did you understand this? Guys, are you there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can we try a simple module creation ourselves?
I will try. Just let me complete the discussion. Trying is just a matter of 5 minutes, trust me. I'll just copy the code and then. Okay. So, have you done the caching error handling in any programming language? So yes, we have a error handling also. Python also error handling is there, and Ansible also we have error handling.
Exception, right?
Yeah. So here, yes, you can do exception handling also. So let's say if the response, look at the line here, line number is not there, but look at this here, try and accept. If try this one, and if you still get an error, then go to and do that accept. Accept means you display some message, something like that. So try and accept also you can try in the programming language for caching error. That's a good practice. That way you will have a meaningful messages. You can display the error messages also and stuff like that. So this is one of the program, and so again this is some program based on the Python. It's a real program here. So they are doing something on the response code. So you will pass whatever the response code, based on that you will do that stuff. So this is the stuff, debugging module. So now let me show you one module example. Before that, let's check it out, one module which has been written, and Ansible-H. Let's go to this place. Here you have all the supported modules. I'll go for the one of the modules. Files. Look at any module, just open up. All has the same code. Copy module, open up. Copy module, you have used it, input, remember, required and stuff like that. So your code start from these all are documentation here. So this is the exception handling classes. This is the one of the best programming, they have used it. These are the method, they're calling for the different thing, and all these are programs. There are different methods are there. Copy left, functions we call it, method we call it, and here it is a main. See, this is the main method. Ansible module, you see here all these are CSRC, content, dest, backup. These all are, you see, are options you had it, and you see here no log, required, default, all these things. And after that they are taking up this this param dot, remember here they're setting up the internal variable, and after that they run multiple method, whatever. So you see a lot of method is been run. See here, after they do this, they're doing some sort of exit, and in between they are adding some methods also. These all are parameters. This is the method message, exception handling. See, try this, except this, all this stuff. So it's a kind of programs, you have to just check it out. One module if you master, then no problem, you can have any modules. Now sample programs, demo. So go to the demo school, Ansible module, and I have a few examples. One, two, three, four. So this is the example one. Same module which I discussed, weather reports. I'm going to show you the demo. So let's use that here. This is Ansible, which version? It's a 2.9, I guess, right? It should work. MKDIR module. Now what I will do is, this is the code I'm having. I don't need this one. My name is Rajesh. mod1.yaml. Okay. Now Ansible -playbook -mod1.yaml. Okay, so this is Rajesh. It display. I use the MSG debug module. Now let's improve this code. So now this code I will copy again. Same, I have discussed that module already. So if the threshold will be more than if the temperature will be more than threshold, then it will be doing this. If less, then this will be doing this. See here, greater, lesser. So let's use this module, and I have to get the token actually, else I won't get it. Problem is I forgot my user ID and password. Let me try. Okay, now I get the token. This is my token. This is my token. Now what I want is, I will name it test underscore module itself. That way it will be easy for us to understand. Test underscore module dot py. So here cd module pi test underscore, sorry, one directory I have to create, library. This module will go inside this library, test underscore module dot py. Okay, so vi library test underscore module dot py, and I will copy the code. This is module 4. Where is that? So see here, copy the code. Let me close this, is confusing me all the time. Save it. Done. Okay, now module has been written. Now I have to use it. So how to use it? So I have to have one task, test underscore module. Now I have to give the API, which is here, API key. So what I did. API key. I think API key is this one. Now I have to write the threshold. So write a threshold, THTE. I'll just copy from the code only. Threshold. Now I'll copy it 3. Now this is a one test module. I will call one more. Okay, and this is 6. Okay, now call 2 times same module but different threshold. Let's make it 2 and this make it here. So far understood that? Any confusion, any doubts? Any doubts? Hello guys, are you there with me?
Rajesh, please go ahead.
Yeah. So now play.yaml run it. Now you know that playbook play. Now there is some problem and it says this syntax error. So I was sorry, my bad. And here it says unsupported parameter test module. So module worked.
Can
Okay,
you check? Can you check this?
yeah, module worked, no problem. See here, test module worked, but this line you see here is coming from the exit.json unsupported parameters. So here this is a test module unsupported parameter. So I think there's a mismatch in the parameter. I don't think so. I just copy paste. That's the reason. API key threshold. Just a second. Oh, it's not API. It's app key. My bad, I guess. Is it app key or API key? App key. See, it's not API. It's a app. So let me validate one more time. Git app key and threshold, correct. So it's a my bad, but you saw that validation. It's from the why this validation has come because of this module. So if this find it out and why this has been called here, because of this. So here this all this syntax checking is been done by this, but with the help of this libraries. So now app key now save it. Now there's something else has happened. What it says, this is the my module is working, no problem, but this is invalid API key, and I copy paste. Actually there's no question about it. So just a second, let me check this API key. I copied paste, that's the reason. See, my module is working this way. It's you can make sure that is working, but how to write a module, now we know that. Now we have to troubleshoot those application. That's a different topic, but I think my APIs I got it copied. Okay, let me try one more time. I don't think so there is any error. Let me create one more demo.
Try generate.
Huh?
Yeah.
No, one it should work because I just now created new account. Maybe subscription model has changed or something. Let me check. So guys, this is the way you write a module. Now I'll show you this module I wrote in the Python. But now I'll show you one module which is in shell scripting. So any language you can use for module development. So that you can do that. So 401 invalid key. Just a second. I have authenticated my accounts also. I'm under this. I'm under the free plan. What is the error message? 401 API key. I did not specify the key. The key is not activated yet. Within the next call. Okay. So I think it will take some hours to activate it. So that is not my problem. Okay. So did you understand that? How to create a module? Any questions? Any doubts?
Yeah, fine.
Now I'll show you one more example. That will be the last example. Again, this all references you can find it at my website. You will get it. So now this is a GitHub. Okay, you can try. This is also good. This is the API. This is a curl.
Is is it possible to create one new simple module on our own?
Yes, you can decide what is your logic, and based on that you can create your own. Yep. Just a second. I'll show you one Linux module. Ultimate, you have to have a requirement what you want to do that, and you have to write a code for it. Just a second. I want to search mine. How to search mine? Okay, just a second. Not able to search here. It should be having some search functionality, but go to the GitHub. Ansible. Should be here. Let me close all this stuff. Super notes. Okay guys, I'll show you one more example. Probably this you'll understand because you all are comfortable with Linux, correct? So here this is a Linux. Look at this here. This is the tasks. This is one playbook, you know that. Now here there's a module name called touch. Okay, and touch has a parameter file. Any file you can give it. Okay, here this is the debug module, you can avoid it. Again, touch has a parameter file and state, 2 parameter. Same module, this time absent. So this should delete the, understand that touch is a module. This will create a file. Touch a module. This will create a file and make sure the file is exist. If not, this will delete a file. Simple. So this is a module. Touch is a module. Now the question is, how can we create? How can we touch it? How can you make sure this is present? How can you delete it? So you need to have a code for it. And for that code, this is a shell script. The script is touch.bash. Okay, you can use this. Here you see here, import source $1. What is this? $1 means any arguments, first arguments. What arguments? Here you have only one arguments, this arguments file. So this is the argument is passed, and whatever you pass first argument, based on that you do all this thing. Here you say touch, change true, else change false. To here for the present, state is equal to present, state is equal to absent. See, this is the Linux way. So let me copy it, library, done. First I will only use this much. Vi play 2.yaml me.txt touch out all this stuff. So it should, you want to display this, that's also you can do that. Debug is the existing core modules. Okay, so now save it, Ansible -playbook play 2.yaml, and here look at this here. My code is having, look at this code. I provided the $1 file me.txt in the current location. If state is equal to present, okay, if state is default, that's a default service, this is a default, so is equal to present, then check this, change true, change false, and here change true, failed false. Okay, has happened. Change 1 has happened. You see me.txt got created. Now if you want to delete that, you have to use this one. So that file is exist. This module is already we have available, this kind of module. But it's not written in shell, it's written in Python, but shell is also can be used. Done. Now here you see this file is available, and I will delete this. Touch absent with no file, change true, ls, file is gone, and this time for this has worked. Okay, did you understand this logic? Guys, did you understand that?
Yeah, Rajesh.
So like this, if you know any programming language like a shell or Python is a recommended one, by the way. Lots of functionality. In a shell you won't get that much.
Rajesh,
Yeah.
hello.
Yeah.
Yeah. For Python, we are mentioning it as an Ansible module, right? Here for the shell, how does it?
No, that's not there. That was I was talking about. Cell has a lots of limitation. If you write a cell, all the logic you have to write yourself. But if you go for Python, lots of import libraries you can import, syntax check, that variable is there or not. All this thing will be done by them. This import whatever you do at the end of the code. So that will be done. So Python is the best way to write a module, because that way you can enhance extend the functionality which is already written, and you reuse that code.
Okay, now as of now, this shell script, the current Ansible understands this as a module because we have this shell script in our library folder, right?
Yeah. If this is a shell script which is there, or this PowerShell, because shell is understood by the ACS anyways. So if this is there in a library folder, or it's in the system folder, or there is one variable module -- path, those folder, it will be detecting that.
So it will search in the entire system, ACS.
Yeah. All the known location which is to Ansible.
Okay.
Okay, guys. So let's move on to the next topic. Guys, error handling. Error handling, basically, it's not very difficult in Ansible. Okay, it's very easy. Error handling, when I say, then there are 2-3 situations I see that, but again, detailed situations, you have a dedicated page for this. One error handling which you want, let's say some task is failing, but you don't want, because that task got failed, you don't want that whole what do you say, the plate to be failed. That's a default behavior, by the way. One failed, everything get failed, but you want to override it, that behavior. That means for you there is one task which is the very least important, and you don't care about that. So if you, even though that it's a failed, then you don't care about that. The run should not be failing. That's the one situation. Sometime what happens, you have an inventory, hundreds of machines. Let's say 1 or 2 machines will have a connection timeout issues. I'm not saying connection permission issues. Permission issues, you will get it immediately. Timeout issues. So because of that, what will happen? Your Ansible will keep serialize the task in a serial order, and then he will try keep pinging and then try to move into the next. So you want to change this behavior of Ansible, saying that okay, if the some machine is not accessible for some specific task at that time, don't wait for it. Go ahead, move on. Do that in the other machines, other task. You run other task and retry, keep try. So those are the valid things. Other places error handling when I see is like, let's say, if this is not working, then it's like a try and catch, try exception handling in the just like in the Python you see. Okay, try and catch. So first you try this one. If there is some error, then catch this one. So that way the failure is reduced. Chance of the failure is reduced. So these are the kind of situation you have, and basically these kind of situations you have in the every programming language. Just put it up only one Google and put it up here. This is the latest, and this is the one of the best documentation for error handling. Okay, here it is. Now let's go one by one. Here you see this is the task. Let's understand this. Yeah, sorry. So I was saying I need water actually. Okay, so I was saying here is you will execute this task set in the register at this, but if you find output of it command.results std error, something like a failed, okay, then fail this one. If the error output of this somewhere is a fail, then fail this task altogether. So this is the one of the way to failing a task. You are adding failure. Let's opposite. Let's see here. This one, opposite. Here there is a error. Some error has come, and because of that it may fail. But you are saying don't fail the entire flow. Even though if it is failed, no problem. Ignore errors, true. Move on, continue. So here you are failing. Here you are not failing. Are you understanding this? It's just simple. Failed when and ignore errors, true. That's all. It's both are for design for the task failing, task continuing. Are you getting movements? Are you getting movements? Hello, are you there? Am I lost?
Yeah,
Rajesh.
Okay.
Yes, Rajesh.
Okay.
Yeah, Rajesh.
Yeah. So guys, this is something like that. You can do that. You can fail the task. You can pass the task. You can move on the task. Something like this. Okay. Here you see. Look at this aborting a play. This is also one of the error handling. Here you are calling a rule. Here you have a 1 and second. So what you are saying, dependence. See here. It's a block. Run this. If there is a failure, include error, total, fatal, true. So this is a way to handle that, the block level. Now what is a block level that we need to understand before this understanding the code? Block label, I think it was there and someone has asked day for yesterday also. Block label is something like try and catch, simple. Try this. If there is error, catch this. It's a Java thing. In the Python you have except, right? So like this. Okay, try this, and if there is error, expect this. Simple. So here block level is like that. So before, to understand this block level, to understand this code, let's see the block level. Ansible block level. So 2.4 latest. Here, look at this. This is the one task. First understand this. Here you are saying block multiple tasks together. So you blocked it. Okay, do it. It's a try. This is the try, kind of try here. Try all together when all this is true. So earlier you were doing at the task level this validation. Now you are doing at the block level. So this is a try. Now where is the expect? Let's go down. See here. If this block failed, expect with this, rescue with this. Means, okay, if this is failed, at least don't show some message. I caught an error, can do stuff here to fix it, whatever it is. So this is a try, expect. Try has a multiple tasks, block, we call it block, rescue. So this is something which we do that for exception handling. Again, you see, one more, skew and all bitch. First try this block. If there is an error or no error, understand that here there is a change here. If there is error, then rescue. But try this, error or no error, always execute this. So this also you can do that. So in the block, multiple tasks, put it together. You can put it a certain parameter, you can pass it, variables you can pass it wherever at the block level, and same time you can do the error handling also. Try cache, you can do that. Okay, very simple concept. This is called blocking, and same thing is being used for the error handling. Are you getting my points? So yes, when you talk about the error handling, more or less, fail the task, ignore the task, block the task, and then rescue or all page. So these are the preferred one. Again, detailed, you have some more examples you have here, not too many, but one more examples here you have it. You can try and then get going. Make sense, guys? Any questions on this?
Rajesh, for example, in Java, we can catch more than one catch, in try block. Is there any way in Ansible to catch more than one except?
I think I have not seen actually, so it's very difficult to comment. I have not seen, to be honest. So I can take these questions offline, and I'll write a blog on this probably later point of the time. So multiple cache you are saying, right?
Yeah, multiple except based on the exception written.
Multiple exception. Okay, I'll try this one and let you know. Any other questions, guys? Guys, are you there?
Yes, Rajesh.
Okay.
But it is possible in Python.
Python, yes, Python definitely is possible. We were talking about in YAML, Ansible. In every programming language that is possible. Java also possible, and Python also possible. Those are the high rich object oriented programming language, definitely. Okay, guys. So now let's have a break. I really badly need a break after the food I've been talking. So after the break, once we come back, and we will talk about plugins, lookups, CI, and Ansible with a Docker. These three topics we'll talk about. Okay, guys.
Okay, Rajesh.
Yep. Everything in Ansible is all about because of plugin. And this is the directory which I'm showing you, which is having plugins. These plugins which you can see is written by Ansible, I mean Red Hat team. Okay, you see here there's a type of plugin: action plugin, become plugin, cache plugin, callback plugin, click on off, click CLI conf plugin, connection plugin. You do the connection, right? SSH connection, Docker connection, WinRM connections, all these things you remember. All this because of this plugin. Document fragments, filter plugin, HTTPI plugin. Inventory we have used lots of time. It's because of inventory plugin, lookup plugin, netconf plugin, strategy, shell, terminal, test, vars plugin. All the variables which was able to understand variables because of vars. So guys, these are the plugins, and each plugins has just so many functionality. For example, you talk about the action, go inside that action plugin. So many, see here, so many functionality. Each plugins you have so many functionality. This is the system functionality. I mean, this is the Ansible. This is given by Ansible. Now you see here, go to the inventory, see here. So all this has come in a Ansible core. Now, so plugin is everything in Ansible. Everything, all the functionality come from the plugin. Everything. Okay. Now these are the type of plugin which I was discussing about. Just lost. Yeah. So if you understand the plugins in a better way, I have one article, this one here. Now these are the plugins which I showed you. Okay, here is the detail about each plugins, what it can do. For example, action plugins are front end to modules and can execute actions on the controller. Controller means ACS before calling the module themselves. So all the action plugins is doing this one. Cache plugin are used to keep a cache of facts to avoid costly fact gathering operations for that inventory. Callback plugin enable you to hook into Ansible event for display and logging purpose. Connection plugin define how to communicate with inventory host. Filter plugin allows you to manipulate data inside Ansible plays and or templates. This is a Jinja 2 feature. Ansible ship extra filter plugins. Lookup plugins are used to pull data from, understand that, pull data from external sources. It's been from the external sources. Now these are implemented using the custom Jinja 2 function. Strategy plugin control the flow of a play and execution logic. Shell plugins deal with the low-level commands and formatting of the for the different shells Ansible can encounter the remote host. Test plugin allows you to validate data inside Ansible play or templates, and this is the Jinja 2 feature Ansible ships with the extra test plugin. Bars plugins inject additional variable data into Ansible run that did not come from an inventory, playbook, or the command line. So guys, these are the plugins which we have it, which is making your Ansible, and you are using it, because Ansible is nothing but it's a plugin, concept of plugins. Everything is all about the plugins. So now, if you want to write your own plugin, same method, similar to what you have concept in the module, something similar you have to write. Look at the learn one plugins, take it up one plugins, one file out of which, and the same method you have to see that which plugins you want to use it at which scenario you want to use it. Now in this, most important one is lookup. This is the most important one, lookup. So what is lookup? Lookup is one of the most important plugin, and if you read about this, let me open up one more article here. This is the one, lookup. So here, this is one more frequently used plugin in the playbook. Okay, so what exactly it can do? Let's understand this. So lookup plugin allows Ansible to access data from outside. Yes, outside, such as file, data. What is a data? Data means any data such as variables, dictionary, list, some content, some template, anything. Data can be anything from outside, but not from inside. Outside means file, INI file, JSON file, CSV file, text file, Ansible, Terraform Vault, console, AWS, Azure, some data from the outside. You want to get it, you have to use the lookups plugin. So lookups plugin allows you Ansible to access the data from outside sources. And this can include reading the file system in addition to contacting external data stores and services like AWS, Azure, and all. It can read the file system also, anything. Okay. So for example, like all templating, you have used template. These plugins are evaluated on the ACS, Ansible control machine, not on the target machine. So whatever the Jinja 2 happen, they evaluate at the ACS, not the remote machine, and lookup occur on the local computer, not the remote machine. So understand that whenever you see any lookups that has happened in the local machine, that means ACS, not on ARS. Always ACS, not ARS. Data returned by lookup plugin is made available using the standard templating system in Ansible. So whatever the data returned from the lookup plugins is used in a standard templating system in the Ansible, and that are typically used in the local variables or templates. So you can use it in the playbook or template, Jinja templates. Lookups are an specific Ansible specific extension to Jinja 2 templating language. They are executed within a directory containing the role or play, whatever it is, and then you can use with the loops also, and you can use with the templating also. Now the question is how to use it. They are used in two ways. You can use to extract the load external information. For example, see lookup pipe variable name, whatever the information you have it here, you get it from that. So in this file, anything which you have a pipe with, get me that information. Here lookup with the etcd database, some key, you will get you the value. So this is the external. Internals, you can look at it through loops, some list items and this that. Okay. So did you understand that what is the lookups plugin, the main used? Did you understand this? Guys? Hello?
Yeah,
Yeah, Rajesh, yeah, Rajesh, please.
So now that location of the lookups plugin I showed you, one is the system location. By the way, you can set Ansible lookups plugins environment variable also, where you have a custom one, you can do that. Now, the important thing is how to use lookups plugin. So you can lookups plugin you can use in the play, you can use in the variable files also, and Jinja template also. Yes, you can use any three places in a play, in a variable files, Jinja template. If you want to see the all the lookups plugin list, you can run this command. Okay, and you get all the list of lookups available. See here. These are the lookups available. More. So many. These are the one is a list of lookups, and each and every descriptions you have it. Now the important thing is how to use it. So first you have to decide what you want to look up for. What you want to look up for, because I said very clearly lookup mode plugin is to get the data from the outside sources. So you decide you want to look at from file, etcd, environment, network, csv file, console, config, chef, datadog, aws, and many more. Some password, pipe, see pipe, read output from a command, and redis, shell file, template, together, so many of URL, some specific URL, what you are looking for. So based on that, what you are looking for, you can decide and then move on and use it. So one of the examples which I am showing you here, let's understand this with, is simple example. Let's use this one. See here, you're looking up. See, this is the one task module message. You're looking up. What you're looking up? Environment. Which environment? Home. So do we have home environment? Let's check it out. So let's get one. So let's run it. Okay. So I'm looking up, Ansible is looking at data from outside, from their own environment. So which lookup? Lookup what? Environment. So let's check it out. By the way, guys, let me do one thing. Yeah. So here I'm typing something, it's not taking. CD Rajesh mkdir lookup CD lookup vi1.yaml here host. I'm looking up environment home. Let's see what is. Get it. Ansible playbook. See here. Root echo dollar home root. It's matching, right? So you got some information from outside. Are you getting opens?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now if you want some information from the files, yes, you can try from files. So let me show you files. CSV. Just a second. Ansible CSV lookup example. Look at this here. What is happening? I want some information from file, but which file? So there is a file which is called elements.csv. So here there is a element.csv. In this, see here, this is a type lookup what? CSV file. Inside what you want to look up? So I want to look up Lee. Okay, I want to look at the Lee. So what is a Lee? So this is a table column actually. So Li Lee. So I'll put it in this way. This is the Lee Li, and what is the value for this? Like this. Key and value. Sorry, key and value, and here separated by comma, and this is the key, li. So what, see here, look up what? CSV file. But what you want to look up? I want to see that li, which is li. In which file? This file. But value will be there delimited by comma. So dot comma, comma, and value would be Rajesh. Okay, Rajesh. So this is a CSV file. Okay, let's try. And done. This is the CSV file. Saved it. Now okay, atomic number of lithium is Rajesh. So run it. Vi second dot YAML second, and you see the atomic second number of lithium is Rajesh. Did you understand this? Hello? Hello?
Yeah, Rajesh.
Yeah. So basically lookups you can use anywhere where you are looking up. Okay, where you are looking up. Now, yesterday, I think someone sent me some code. Okay, and that code was having many lookups actually. So let's understand today. So I've created one blog so you can understand better that topic, and that is called Jinga 2. So where is that topic? Here is Jinga 2. Okay, so lookup, there are so many kind of lookups guys. You can just check every examples you'll find on the website. Now Jinga 2. So here let's read this Jinga 2. Okay, all this thing I put it in the one page, so you don't have to search for this. By the way, Jinga 2 is not is being used only in the Ansible. It's basically templating solution in what? Python. Okay, so Jinja 2 is a modern and designer friendly templating language for Python framework. It is fast, reliable, and widely used for dynamic file generation. Understand, this is important. Dynamic file generation based on its parameter. There are so many features you have, but right now we'll not deep dive. We will focus on only this. So any Jinja 2 template you see, you will see these blocks very often. So yesterday also many of you have sent, yesterday someone has said, I don't remember his name, he has copy pasted something. Who was that? Is he available in the call?
Yeah,
Yeah,
this is
well done.
Yeah. So basically you will find in the Jinja 2, Jinja 2 file, you will find most of the time you will find these blocks. So what is this blocks for? So Jinja 2 most of the time it's a template like HTML template or something like that. But you will find this block. Actually, this block is been made for Python. Understand that. This made for Python and Jinja 2 so they can understand what exactly you are trying to do over there, because it dynamically change the content. So content should be changed on the based on something. So when you see the first block, that means you are writing some code of Python. Basically the statements such as conditions and loop, like a for, if, like this. So now this if is not present in Ansible, but if is present in Python. So here under this block of Jinja 2, you can write any code statements like a looping, like a condition and stuff like that. Okay, so this is the one which is being used for that. If you find this block, we have used a lot actually, you have looked at it already. Okay, this is basically for the expression used to print to template output some variables. So we have used it this one a lot. Now if you see this block,
Sorry, Rajesh. I think YAML is also supporting Jinja too, no? Jinja format.
YAML is a, see, Jinja, I mean, Jinja reading of the Jinja is been done by not YAML, it's done by Python. Now supporting means, yes, you can use with Jinja 2 because of whenever declare something, Ansible engine, which is controller basically, understand YAML or JSON. So that way it's possible. Okay. So whenever you find this block, so basically this block, which is basically for the comments which are not included in the template output. So it's just for the commenting purpose. And whenever you used this one, this is just for the line statement. So now how to install Jinja? You don't have to install, by the way, it's there already. Okay. Now you can see some sample of it. Look at this. This is the often find it. Here this is the conditional and looping block. This is the starting. This is the ending. So anything which you have a start, you have an ending also in this conditioning, because it's a block. It's a block. Okay. Here you see starting, ending. Inside that you have your HTML code or any files, whatever is. This is the variable. This is the variable. So here, for example, look at this. This is only for the variable. If you want to, and we have used yesterday, I mean yesterday or day before yesterday, this we have used it. Now if you want to use for the looping, then you see here, this we used it here, and ending with this here, and for and for. Okay, so here you seeing run the for loop, name is the element, in list example, this is the list, how many times you'll be running, as many times of the list, and keep printing name. Okay, and end this loop. So this is the like a looping. Here you see again one more and for, like this. By the way, you have inheritance, lots of feature you have in Jinja. It's like a very complicated topic. Again, lots of big things you have it. So that's one thing. Now here we have MySQL config file. So here you see this is the configuration file where you have declare all the variables and setting, and this is the configuration file. You want to interpolate dynamically. So here you see interpolate dynamically through the template module. We have tried this already, something like that. And in the J2 file, you have all this thing. If here condition, see here, if this one enabled, okay, this is true, then do this, and if. So that means if it is set, this variable is set, it's true, then do this and then close it. If not, then it will not be set. So like that. Here again is if condition, see here. And here you see if, elif, it's else and if. So yes, in Jinja 2, if you want to enjoy the Python very much, you can do that with the help of this special stuff. So that way, I think someone has sent, one guy have sent one snippet. So did you understand now how that is there?
Yeah, Rajesh, please go ahead.
Yeah. So this is the Jinja 2. So you have to understand this is very important, this part in Jinja 2, and that's the one. Guys, any questions so far? Any questions so far?
Rajesh, can you show something related to functions?
Okay. So we have used that. I don't know whether you noticed or not. Here functions means just a second. In the if you are using functions in YAML file, then yeah, these are the file. These are the lookups which you can use here in the YAML file. But if you want to use in the Jinja template, then Python functions example with in Jinja 2 and here you can open up any examples, any Python functions you can use, because any programs you can use over there.
Rajesh, Jinja 2 is mainly used for lookup or create?
No, Jinja 2 is being used for dynamically generate the content.
So create, generate, okay.
Dynamically generate the content. See here, this is the way you can use it. Format price, this one. This is the way you can use it here. Not this. Any function which you are using in the Python program, you can use it here. But Jinja 2 only. Built-in function. I have to search wrongly. This is something like this here. You can use it like this. Clever function. So any function, built-in function. See here. My list and reverse. This is also function like that. So any functions here, Python built-in function, you can use it like this. These all are functions. So any of these, if you want to use it, you put it in a Jinja 2, the string, whatever I said, the block, and you can use it. It will understand, dynamically change the content and print the stuff. How to use it now? Again, you have to check this each examples here. dir person, all this thing. Print and all, you don't have to use it because the Jinja 2 this is a different way we use it. Curly braces, double curly braces. Make sense?
Can we try a simple one?
Yes. So let's try something like return a floating number. Let's try this one. Float. And
One quick question, Rajesh.
Yeah.
So, to have a variables, any variables we store in the vars folder, no? That variable file, we can use the dictionary and list. Am I right?
Yes, dictionary and listing. That's
The combination of list and dictionary with list values and the list of dictionaries is stored in variables. Am I right?
correct. Yes.
Yeah. So actually, the thing is, in Salt we are also using the same similar, but we call it as a pillars. In pillars, based on Jinja, we can assign the variables. For an example, in a pillar, we need to store some variable value. If it is for, we can use Jinja and validating whether it is a redact. We need to use this variable value, the value of this variable, and if it is a Ubuntu, the value of the variable is this. Like that, we can use that in using Jinja in the pillars. So that's what my question is: whether it is possible to have a Jinja format in the variables sections, so that while we execute the Ansible playbook, and if it is Ansible is parsing that variables based on Jinja, will it convert to the appropriate variable? That's what my question.
Okay. Just yeah, I'll just put it up here. Okay, so let's try float 3. I'm trying here. Third dot YAML. Now the code I should put it up. Template. Okay, so this is a source index dot j2. Destination I want in the same directory, index dot html. This is the one. This is a index.j2 Jinja 2 pi. And Ansible hyphen playbook third. Now what is this? Okay, just a second. That should be expression. That should be this one. Oh, I forgot to end actually. So okay, so I'm not opening up, so I can close it over there only. Okay, let's try. I'm not closing that. Let me try. That's a problem. Unknown tag float. It's not taking closer. Just a second. Just use directly here. To declare the float. Let's try first this. Syntax problem. It's coming correctly. Just a second. Command round number. So dice 3. Now float example. Int. example. So I'm not using that float properly. Float. So you can use in this. Just a second. Let's say use round function, float function example. I'm not able to find. So now same programs we put it in the Jenga. First you get working here. Round of 39 it should print. Now vi third, sorry. Hmm. 39. Now this is returning float. Now same thing, you put it up in Jenga like this. And done. And code is this one. Now let's look at this. Should print 39 or something. You have it. So this is the way you can use it. Variable, and if you have a for block or if block, you can use the second type also, ampersand or something. Make sense?
Yeah, Rajesh.
Okay guys, so we have to move on to the next topic, Ansible with Docker and CI. So how many of you have idea about that Docker? How many of you have idea about the Docker? Great. So guys, now what is happening here is see here, Ansible has a many connection type actually. So can you tell me Ansible connection type? How many of you have learned? You have learned so far? Can you tell me? Guys, how many? Huh? One is like a local host, right? Another one is
Yes.
SSH.
It's
Third one,
Winaram,
yeah, WinRM. So again, we have a
API.
yeah, we have a Docker also. Yes. Ansible has a connection type Docker also. Okay. How? Ansible. Oh, sorry. Ansible connection type Docker. The problem here is Docker do not get request. Understand that again. I'm telling you. Architecture of Docker. First, deep dive into the architecture of Docker. Architecture of Docker. Docker do not entertain request from outside by default. So if you want to enable the Docker at port number and a network, what you need to do? Anyone have idea? Anyone have idea about this? What to do? You can skip it because I'm not reading the chat. Speak up because I'm not reading chat mostly during the discussion.
Sorry, Rajesh.
I asked Docker by default listen from the socks localhost, same machine. So if Ansible, sorry, Docker you want to open up at the network, listening at the network port, what we do?
Export the port number. You can pass
Hyphen?
-p and then mention the port so that it will
No, I'm
the
not talking the containers.
-p running the command.
No. I'm not talking about the container. I'm talking about the Docker. Docker.
We're talking about Docker engine.
Yeah, Docker. Not container. Container you have answered correct.
That will listen on a Unix socket.
Local socket, local host. Socks. Unix socket. So how to listen on a network socket? So that is important actually. So you have to start -h IP address and port number. So Docker daemon you need to start at host and IP. By default it starts at the localhost Unix socket. So this is the prerequisite for this. Rather than, let's read this also. I have opened so many pages. Let me close that. This is getting slow. Damn slow. So here you see the first time when you want to open up SSH, you have heard about it, but Docker. See here, these are the plugin list which is supported for the connection list. See, these are the WinRM may be tried. SSH somewhere here it should be S. See here, you tried. Now we will try Docker. Where is it? Here. So for Docker, you have to run Docker daemon on the network port. You have to do that. Okay. So that is important. That is the prerequisite. Okay. After that, you can put something. This is not a complete documentation. Just a second. Ansible connection type Docker. Examples is missing actually. So here it is. So after doing this, step number 1, second number, step 2. Just a second, this example is missing. use Docker Ansible in Docker container. I think it's something is here which I want. This is the first thing. Second thing, you have to do this. Connection Docker host should be there. Documentation is missing here. I have also not written any blocks on it, but I know. Okay, just a second, guys. Give me 2 seconds. I'll find it. Maybe this plugin. So yeah. So, connection type Docker.
The host port and container port, right?
Yeah, I'm looking for that one only. Host port. Host port. Did you find it? Any? Let me just check. Here should be some documents. Okay, let's try this one only. Ansible host and all. Okay, so this should be the IP address of your Docker host. This should be the port. This should be the port. Typically 2376 or something like that. And user, you can have it or not have it, depends. If you're localhost, you don't need a user. This is needed actually. Should be having documentation actually, but okay, this is maintained by community. That's the reason there is no documentation. Remote address. Okay, so this is the stuff which we needed. Let me. I think I will get it with this keyword. Someone might have tried. I got it. This is what I was looking for. It's not here. This is also will work for us. This is also work from us. I wanted to set in the inventory also, but this is also will work for us. Look at this here, same thing. First thing, this is important. Okay, Docker daemon should be running on host port. Now the question is how to run the Docker daemon on host port. I think I have a blocks for it. There's one command you can run it. Docker DEAMON on port. No. On network. The IP address is 2375. So you have to run the Docker daemon first on the host port using this command. This is the exact command. Here this will be IP address of your host where you are running currently, and this you can, if you want to run on the multiple host, that's up to you. Sometime public private IP address, public IP address up to, I mean, two IP address you have two networks, so in that case you can do that, but one is enough for time being. So here you run it. If you want to specify the port number also, you can specify like this 2375, that's the default port. Okay, that's the step one number. After that, just let's not go into the inventory which I was looking for. Directly do this. What you want to do, Docker container is one of the task parameter here. This will be this one, image name, whatever the image name you want to pass it. So this is the way you can run the Ansible with Docker. Did you understand this? Guys, any questions?
No, Rajesh.
Okay, last one is CI. So let's quickly show you Ansible with Jenkins. I need IP address. Let me close roster further. Yes. Let's go quickly set up the Jenkins. We have to set up the Jenkins. Without that, we cannot do that. So this is the machine, ECS tower. I'll take the tower which has a 4 GB RAM and log in quickly. IP address. (1618) click OK. What happened? EC2. I think it's a CentOS, right? CentOS sudo -s. So guys, I have to install the Jenkins. There is no other way. So just it will take 2 to 3 minutes, at max 4 minutes. Just be with me. So if you want the how to install Jenkins tutorial, Jenkins installation right here, and I need a JRE, right? Java, because Jenkins is Java based application. So quickly I'm installing Java. You can try after this. You'll be having recordings, so you can try offline slowly. Here I installed it. Now I'm installing the Jenkins. Okay, done. 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 Mhm. It's been done. Yes. Okay, so guys, what is happening? You need to understand the architecture again. It's not a very big topic. Here, understand this. Jenkins is a CI tool. This is a Jenkins. And then on a Jenkins dashboard, we have a pipeline. Basically, we call it pipeline. I call it a dashboard because I like it. So in the dashboard, you can create a job. So this is a one job. This is another job. This is another job. This is another job. Like this, you will have a job and number of job you create on your dashboard of Jenkins. We have a build pipeline also, pipeline plugin also. Many plugins are there. Now each job you'll do one thing. So here you did build and packaging. Here you'll do, let's say, testing or something. Or maybe if you want to deploy to QA server, then you can use Ansible here. Deploy to QA. D to Q means like deploy to QA. So here you want to use Ansible for deployment. Okay. So how to use it? So let's understand this. This is a job. Here you want to install. Here you want to run Ansible. Which command? The command you know that. I'm not going to tell you that command. You know that very well. Ansible playbook, Ansible ad hoc command, all this command you know. So all your source code will be there. Which source code? Roles will be there in the, this is the roles will be there in the GitHub. Okay. And all the inventory files will be there in some location. Either it can be a GitHub also, inventory, and this you can keep it in the Jenkins server also. It's up to you. Okay. You put it together in one place, and Jenkins will trigger that job, and Jenkins will trigger that job on schedule basis, or you can manually also schedule it, trigger, and that command will start running and start deploying. Ansible -playbook space -I inventory space site.yaml. So wherever you are executing that place, you should be having everything. Code will come from the GitHub, which Jenkins will get you. Certificates will come from, the inventory may come from the any different places, or you can keep it somewhere else, or you can download from the third-party URL also and execute it. So one, download the roles. Second, download the inventory. It can be dynamic inventory also. Third, run it. So one step in a Jenkins job, two step in a Jenkins job, three step in Jenkins job. So logically, did you understand this? And this job, you will link it to each other job actually. So that way it's in a pipeline format. Are you getting my points? Guys, are you getting my points?
Yeah, got it.
Yeah, so same thing I will show you. Nothing great, just the system is up and running. It's just a matter of 2 minutes. So now here to configure it, 8080. My system got little slow because of so much of browsing. This is the installation process still going on. Installing the plugins. Install suggested plugins just to save time. It will take few seconds. So you have a, maybe let's say 60 seconds. If you have any questions, you can ask me and I'll help you with it. Any questions? Any other open-ended questions which is not covered? Balaji, Babu Shelvam, any questions? Bala, Chandar, Madhu Chandar,
No, Rajesh.
Guru Pandian,
No, Rajesh. No.
Nilamim Jaraman, Dhaneshwaran,
No, Rajesh. No.
No, Rajesh.
Lakshmi Narayan, Ramchandra,
No, Rajesh.
Ramraj, Surendriran,
No, Rajesh.
Sridhar,
Nothing as of now, Rajesh. Thank you.
Rajesh, you have stolen my name.
No.
Shiva. Okay.
I'm good.
So yeah, so I got this Jenkins up and running. You see here, Rajesh 1 2 3, Rajesh 1 2 3, Rajesh @ ScmGalaxy.com. Save and continue. And done. So installation is done. Now demo will be just a matter of 2 minutes. So here I will create a dummy job for this representation: build, deployment, something like that. So here build, creating one job, create a dummy job, and done. Save it. Now I want to download a second job. I'll create one. This time I'll do the Ansible Works. So this is deploy to QA server. Now QA server, remember 3 utility you need, only 3 things. You need a code, roles, you need an inventory, and you need a command to execute it. That's all. So how do we get a code? So you know that my repository which we use in the tower demo, right? So I'm just checking out it. So let's check it out. Let's run it. Okay, here. And did you get the Jenkins code? Here we got it. See here, inventory you have, site.yaml you have. I have in one place, but it's not a good practice to keep it in one place. And here you have. Now site.yaml I will call it. How do we call it? Simple configuration a build shell. Now you know the commands. Can you help me quickly?
Ansible effect
Ansible
table.
effect table.
You know that, yeah.
Apply inventories.
That's all.
Site.yaml.
Site.yaml. Now the what do you say? Password and all, encryption and all, I'm not passing it because that's a local host type thing. And run it. That's all. it will throw an error because it's not set properly. Web is not set. I remember I changed that web server. Oh, it's worked actually. How come? Oh, no, it failed. Yeah. So here this machine is not reachable because we made it offline actually. So connection to waste timeout unreachable. So you can pass the password and all. It's trying to hit and make it work. Understand that?
So Rajesh, if I want to integrate with AWS or Azure, how to do that?
Integrate with AWS. I mean, which?
I want to create an EC2 instance through Jenkins.
It's possible, no? There's a plugin available for that. You go ahead and there's a plugin here, manage plugin. Where is it? Every week nowadays they are changing the UI, because last week there's something different UI I had. Okay, so available is loading. It is like little bit taking time. So there's a plugins actually which directly talk to AWS and create a plugins. See here, Amazon EC2. See here. This plugin integrates Jenkins with EC2 or anything implementing the EC2 API such as a 1.2. And what you want to do, you want to create a EC2 instance through Jenkins?
Yes.
Okay. So for that,
see, if I have a code in Bitbucket or GitHub, I need to use that code to create EC2 using Jenkins.
Okay. So I would suggest my approach would be not to install plugins because it's a heavyweight. I have a one command AWS create the EC2, that command you run in the Jenkins and it will do that. But yes, there is a plugin available for that. So which plugin, that's we need to find out. Again, here also you have hundreds of
AWS code pipeline, I guess.
Just a second, let me check. It's here. So here AWS code pipeline integration. I have not tried actually. If you have tried, probably I can go ahead with it. Or else typically what you should do, you can click a new open and each plugins you read it, and through that you can get this stuff done. Basically this might not help you. I think it might not help you. I'm just checking something else.
With this plugin it will work. AWS code pipeline.
Okay, so maybe if you have used it, I have not used it, so I'm reading at high level actually. So just check it out. So yes, plugins will give you that in things. Everything in a Jenkins also, in Ansible also everything is plugin. Jenkins also everything is plugin. Any other questions, guys? Okay, so now how can you create a pipeline? So the same code you can put it in the pipeline and get going. That's all. Any other questions, guys? So today you guys,
the deployment would be manual, or it will take automatically whenever I commit a code.
No. Wait. Then I think you need to understand Jenkins. I thought you must be knowing the Jenkins, but in that case, let me tell you, there is a hell lot of scheduling actually is there. If you go to the job here, I have a dedicated videos for that, 8 hours of videos on. I'll share the URL. You can just go through that. Here you have one trigger options, and here all these options are available. Now you don't have to manually. You can see here. You can trigger from your workstation to Jenkins through script. Other projects jobs can be dependent on, then they can trigger this job. You can set the fixed timing at that it will happen. Again, this you can set a time, but if there is a code change, then only that this will trigger. And in fact, GitHub or Bitbucket or GitLab can hit the webhooks of the Jenkins and trigger the job. So many ways are there in triggering. Again, you can find few more if you tell me that scenarios, so you'll find the plugins for it.
So webhook is like whenever the GitHub is updated, it will automatically trigger, right?
Yes. So what is happening, the architecture wise, I'll explain it to you. What happens, this is developer and this is a GitHub. Now, whenever you push here, remember you push here. Now detect the event happen on the GitHub. So the moment it push detected, GitHub detected the push, it will trigger one URL of the Jenkins. That URL will be enabled to accept this request through plugins. I have a tutorials written for that. Let me show you. So yeah, first let me explain this one. It will trigger and start building it. So this is the architecture. So basically this guy will trigger this job, but this guy has to be enabled for that, receiving that request from outside. That is that option which is this one. Okay, how to do that? There are few steps you have to do that. So you have to follow some tutorials. So you can come back to this place and you want the GitHub, right? Trigger. Not. So all the method I have step-by-step information here. You are looking for the GitHub, so probably this URL will help you, this tutorial. So here you have a step 1, step 2. You just follow. If you find some problem is there, you can drop me an email. I'll rectify, because I updated this article I think 2 months back. Update time is not there, but yeah, I updated this article 2 months back, so it should be working.
If you liked our Ansible session so far, please enroll for our channel membership $399 plan to get access of all the parts. Along with that, you can access our other tutorials such as Docker, Ansible, Jenkins, Terraform, Splunk, AWS, Azure, and various other DevOps related premium tutorials with our channel membership. If you would have any issues with our channel membership, you can drop an email to us at contact@devopsschool.com, or you can also unsubscribe from channel membership anytime if you don't want to continue or did not like the video. To get our channel membership, click onto the join button, select the $399 plan and grow your skills immensely. Please be kind enough to like it, and you can comment any of your doubts and queries. We will reply to them at the earliest. Thanks for watching.